What up, YouTube? This here's the Librarian with Comic Book Aficionados, and today we're going to be talking about the new book Archer Armstrong from the Valiant universe. Now, this book is kind of taking a hiatus between story arcs. We wrapped up a story arc with issue 9, and before we go into the new story arc with issue 10, they're giving us this issue 0, which is a really good jumping on point for readers who haven't been keeping up with this story. And if you haven't, shame on you. This is a great book. There's no reason why you shouldn't be reading Archer and Armstrong. It's phenomenally action-packed with a great sense of humor, and it doesn't take itself too seriously while giving you drama and moving story. So, to jump into it, we're in the midpoint right now. We're in Vegas. Archer is being his reclusive Christian self. He's been raised in a little bubble. He doesn't want to go out into the world, so he's sitting upstairs reading a book. And here comes Armstrong, the ultimate immortal party animal. He's telling Archer, you better get ready, because I've got like 20 girls. They're on their way up here right now. And Armstrong, Armstrong's trying to encourage him to get out of his little bubble. And he's like, no, I just want to sit here and read the books. And he's like, what is this? Oh, Gilgamesh. Let me tell you about, he just grabs the book and throws it out of the way. Let me tell you about Gilgamesh. And we go into the background where it starts off with Armstrong is telling the story of him and his two brothers. And that starts the whole flashback of this issue. And it's back in the early days, before history, basically, when they were part of the first existing civilization. And it's him and his two brothers. There's Aram, the super genius, and there's Gilead, the super warrior, and then there's Armstrong, who's just super strong, but a poet. He doesn't want to fight. His two brothers are always getting on to him because he just does not fit in. And basically, these three guys are gods incarnate among mortals. They have these amazing abilities, and the king is super jealous. So he's just like, these guys got to go. So he calls them in. He's like, I want you guys to go get this thing for me. It's called the Boon, and it's this place called the Far Away. Nobody really even knows how to get there. But if you can find it and bring it back, I will give you wealth beyond your wildest dreams. So they're just like, hell yeah, let's do this. So, they go across, and each of them have their own skill set. Like his warrior brother keeps them safe from bandits, and then they meet up with these cannibals in the desert, and Archer impresses them with his poetry so they don't eat them. And then when they get to the Far Away, you have to walk through a mountain, through a chasm with no light. And his brother actually creates batteries and flashlights for them to get through there. And so they come out on the other end, and it's this like whole nother world inside the mountain where the trees are made of crystals, the water is mercury, diamonds grow on bushes and stuff, and it's just like weird. And all this, they're just sitting there, and they're just like, well, this is pretty cool. And all of a sudden, a velociraptor comes out of nowhere. So they kill the velociraptor, and they're like poking it, like what, feathers on a lizard. I've never seen this before. So they're all confused and wandering around, and they finally get to the temple, and they get, they see this, they get the boon thing, and there's these monks there who are trying to explain to you, oh, the boon is the source of eternal life, and everything you see here is because of the boon, but you can't take the boon away or something. They're just like, screw that, this is ours. So Armstrong grabs it, and they're walking away, and all of a sudden these Cthulhu-looking guys with machine gun arms show up, and they're just like, give us our boon back. So the two brothers are like, okay, you go, Archer, Armstrong, you go get the boon out of here. We'll hold these bad guys. He's like, guys, wouldn't it be easier if I just put this thing down and we fought them? It's just really funny how they did it, because they're just like, no, go, go, go. He's like, guys, I can just set it down. But in the ensuing fight, you learn this is how the brother Gilliam actually dies in the fight with the velociraptors. And Aram is so upset because he let his younger brother die that when they finally do bring the boon back, it brings you all the way back to the beginning of Archer and Armstrong #1, where you see Armstrong is arguing with Aram about activating the boon, and when he finally does activating the boon, it's this big, huge explosion, which results in how Armstrong became immortal, because what the boon does is sucks all the life out of everything around you and puts it into one person. And it also resurrected Gilliam, who becomes the Eternal Warrior, which led up to the last story arc, where Gilliam is tasked with protecting the Geomancers, and Archer accidentally killed one. So it's now brother against brother, and that wrapped up, and now we're going into Archer's backstory, having been raised in that Christian fundamentalist camp and not really knowing anything about himself or where he came from, and they're breaking into Area 51, into the supercomputer to figure out where he's at. Like I said, it's a great jumping on point, and you get everything you need to know about what happened to make Armstrong and Gilliam and Aram the way they are, and we're about to learn about where Archer came from. So definitely pick this up. like I said, there's no reason why you should not be reading this book. There's no reason why you should be reading Valiant at all. And feel free to go to comicbookshoplocator.com, find a comic book shop near you, support the craft, pick up these books, let us know what you think about Archer and Armstrong or the new Valiant or just anything in general. Anything that you want us to touch on, put it in the comments and we'll take care of it. And once again, signing out, this is the Librarian for Comic Book Aficionados, and I got books to read.